Well, hey everybody, I am sitting outside More Ice Cream in Isifiya on the way up to the top of Mount Carmel. This is considered the Carmel. There's one more village called Glidat, and that is the top of Mount Carmel. As you know, there's a big Messianic congregation up on the top of Mount Carmel, and in 1996 was my first time to Israel, and I actually was on that property before the Kehillah was built, and I ate my first pomegranate from the tree there, so I always remember that. I wanted to share, so if you're ever in the neighborhood, it's a block, you take the bus to Kehillat Har Carmel, and you walk back one block on the same side. So from the Kehillah, you'd make a left, the first street walking back after the Kehillah, and it's just up the road a little bit after a hardware store. And I recommend it. Wow, they've been making their own homemade ice cream for 31 years. And I wanted to share something which is really profound. So I was waiting at the park that I just danced at to come up here. And I was thinking, 40 years ago, I was in college as a dance major, and I had the opportunity in my first year. I had gone to local community college, and then I transferred to an upstate SUNY school with an awesome dance program. And I had an opportunity to do an exchange. They had exchange student dance program in Haifa University. And, if you think about it, that is not usual. It's not stum. It's not just, This is very, very unique and special, especially in these days. I can really appreciate that they had an exchange program to Israel, to their dance program. And I didn't do it. I had some reasons why I didn't. It had nothing to do with anything that was going on in Israel. I wouldn't have even been familiar with any of that anyway at that time. So here I was today. I had just danced the Hatikva at this park at Mount Carmel. And I thought, 40 years later, here I am dancing in the same university. I was dancing at the Hecht Museum yesterday and today. Yesterday I went to visit it. Today I danced to the Hatikva there because God called me to do that. And that has become my favorite place. Is you go into the archaeological museum and you go outside. The overlook is astounding, and it was just inviting me. God, by His Spirit, was calling me to do that. And I've danced it 4 times in 4 different places. I had no idea that's what was on God's agenda. And that's become now my favorite place. It is so, so peaceful. And all the students were really, really, really helpful, guiding me, helping me to find my way. But having danced on the property of Haifa University, when I had an opportunity 40 years ago, knew nothing, wasn't a believer, knew nothing about Israel. Of course, I know that that's eventually where we're all supposed to be. He's calling His people. And His people are not just the Jewish people. Yes, the chosen people are the Jews, but we've been grafted in, right? The Jew and Gentile, one in Messiah, one in the olive tree. Hallelujah. And so it's just astounding to me that 40 years later, I'm up specifically at this location that I had an opportunity to go to, living my life in the land of Israel, specifically in Jerusalem, holding my one-of-a-kind call before the Lord, stewarding the tabernacle of David. And we've all got a one-of-a-kind call. So the message is, whatever we're called to, we need to embrace it with all of our might. But it's just amazing, 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 because after all these years, I've never thought about that I had that opportunity. And yeah, I wondered, I wonder what would have happened. Well, who knows? I could have married a non-believer. I wasn't a believer at the time, So God holds our days in His hands, and everything happened the way He had it to happen. And here I am living out my life of worship in the land of my forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's just so astounding how things come back around. And now I am dancing in the authority of Yeshua. His Spirit lives and breathes and has His being within me. God bless you. So come to More Ice Cream in Isifiya, Mount Carmel, Israel.